Hello Awakened Souls, my name is Hayley and this is Divinity Tarot and Tea. And this doesn't much look like a cup of tea, does it? I'll explain what this is shortly. So first of all, I want to say, who is this video for? This video is an explanation video on twin flames, and it's for anyone who is struggling, trying to find some kind of logic, some kind of reasoning around this. This video would be excellent for he who has been labelled as the divine masculine by this feminine person in his life who has been chasing him relentlessly. Welcome to my video. I'm going to show you that there is actual science behind what is happening. No, she's not mad. This is actually quantum physics, believe it or not, or more precisely, quantum mechanics. So what is quantum mechanics? Quantum mechanics is the theory of the behavior of subatomic particles. Subatomic meaning, sub meaning below, the atom. So the itty bitty nitty gritty of the energy particles that are within us. Everything exists on energy. And, I've always said that tarot readers are quantum physicists because, the reason why I'm able to do collective readings and why it resonates with so many people all at the same time is because we are all one. We all exist on frequency. We all share atoms. We recycle atoms between us. We all share the same God spark, the spark that created us all in the first place. So yeah, tarot readers and other divination people are quantum physicists. Spiritual people are quantum physicists, particularly Taoists, Buddhists. They are quantum physicists in that they believe that everything is connected, that everything is one, the principle of one. In order to believe in the principle of one, you have to believe in energy. And again, it comes back to quantum physics, and in this case, quantum mechanics. So, now that I've explained quantum mechanics and quantum physics, I want to explain to you what twin flames are. A lot of people get confused about what are twin flames. There's a lot of misinformation out there. It's becoming a household name. A lot of people think that they're twin flames because they've met the one. You're probably more likely with a soulmate if that's what you're thinking. Twin flames are a bit more scientific than that. They're based on physics. So, twin flames are the same. They are the same soul. They have the same soul frequency signature. So everybody has a soul frequency signature. It's like a thumbprint, fingerprint, no two are alike. And that's how we identify each other, is based on our frequency at a soul level. And if you share the same soul with someone, then you have that same fingerprint, you have that same soul signature. And that's why, you magnetize each other in, and then becomes soul recognition because you're recognizing yourself in the other person. So the divine masculine is the male body, and the divine feminine is the female body of the two. So you have two separate bodies, two separate minds, two separate egos, two separate personalities, two separate lives, but you are the same soul. So you are a twin soul. So at the frequency level, you share the exact same frequency, but also quantum mechanics, you share the same subatomic particle signature as well. So what the heck is this? I've actually had this for quite a few years. This is my Spooky 2 Rife machine. What the heck is that, I hear you saying? Well, a long time ago, quite a few decades ago now, Royal Raymond Rife invented the Rife machine, which is based entirely on quantum mechanics. It's based on the theory of quantum entanglement, actually, which is a subcategory of quantum mechanics. Right, so what is quantum entanglement, you might ask? It's about particle connections. So, you know, quantum mechanics is the subatomic particles, and quantum entanglement is the connection of those particles, okay? How they come together, how they interact. So, two subatomic particles remain deeply connected even if separated by billions of light years. A change in one particle instantly influences the other. This is with, you know, two identical particles. So the way that my Rife machine works is that I can take off a fingernail or a toenail or a piece of hair and put it in here, and I will set the frequency to heal a certain thing. Like there's different frequencies for healing different illnesses, diseases, complaints, that kind of thing. I will set the frequency and it will infuse it into my DNA, which is in here. And then I can walk away. I can go to the other damn side of the country. I can go to the other side of the world. And this will still work because it's based on the theory of quantum entanglement. Meaning that because it is exactly the same frequency signature, so my DNA, my toenail, my fingernail, my hair, whatever it is, obviously has the same signature as the rest of my body. And so by putting it into this piece of my DNA here, then it's putting it into my whole body, no matter where I am. I could be on Mars, I could be on a spaceship heading to Mars, and this would still do the same thing as if I was sitting right next to it. So that's the principle of the Rife machine, R-I-F-E, if you want to look it up. And why is this one in particular, why is this one called Spooky 2 or Spooky? Well, that is because of Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein was one of these particle physicists that was involved in studying about quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement. And he is known as saying that quantum mechanics is the spooky action at a distance. Hence why this is called spooky, because of what Albert Einstein said about quantum mechanics. The spooky action at a distance. So, you know, physicists study things at a very great distance, like light years away, using the theorems of quantum mechanics. So I want to talk about superposition, which means being in both states until it is measured. So I have a coin here. On one side the coin says yes. On one side the coin says no. I will flip the coin. Okay, so while it is in this state where I have my hand over it, it is both yes and both no, because we can't know which one it is. If I told you to write a paper on what it is, whether it's yes or no, you can't do it. And the outcome is based on the fact that, you could either be 50% right or 50% wrong. You can't know. You can't know until you measure it. So by looking at it. And the answer was yes. Okay? So that is superposition. What the heck has that got to do with twin flames, you might ask? Well, there is the superposition of twin flames. So that is that twin flames their energy is both the divine masculine and the divine feminine at the same time. Until you measure it, right? So imagine this is divine feminine. The yes part is divine feminine. The no part is divine masculine. Okay, so we don't know if that's divine feminine or divine masculine. At any one time, on their own, it's basically irrelevant whether you are divine masculine or divine feminine, because when you are that single unit, you are both. You are both divine masculine and divine feminine within yourself. That's why we talk of the inner divine feminine and the inner divine masculine. We are one unit separate of our twin flame. We don't have to be together for us to be whole. We are already whole. We already have the divine masculine and the divine feminine polarities within us. So, the thing about superposition is these particle physicists, they will measure photons, and they will measure the polarization of the photons. The twin photons, when they measure them separately, will have a random polarization at any time. Okay? So when they measure them separately, they'll have a random polarization at any time. There's no rhyme or reason to which one they'll get at any time that they measure it. Okay? Now, the spooky entanglement thing is, with their twin, with the twin photon, if they measure that at exactly the same time that they're measuring the other one, their polarization is the exact same polarization at any time that the other twin is measured. They will always be the identical polarization at any time that they're measured. But separately, they will have a random polarization at any given time that you measure it. So, what does that mean for twin flames? So, at any given time, the polarization in one of the twins could be measured, and it will be random. So, on that given day, I might be acting as more of the divine masculine than the divine feminine, or more of the divine feminine than the divine masculine. at any given time, and it's random because I have both within me, and it doesn't, you know, it's not exactly balanced. It's not 50% of one and 50% of the other. It's in flux at all time. So, you know, at any given time I could be more divine masculine than divine feminine, or more divine feminine than divine masculine, and then the next day I could be 50-50. However, if you were to measure my twin flame at the same time, they would have the exact same polarization as what I have at any given time. So I don't know if you understand that, but that is the science behind that. And of course, you know, as a unit, you will always have the polarizing divine feminine, divine masculine, because they work together as a unit. So that is the quantum physics, or more accurately, the quantum mechanics of twin flames. So I'm going to do a quick tarot reading here while you're all baffled. You may not understand it now, but at some point you will, because we can't know what we're not ready to know. It's all a path, it's all a process, it all unfolds itself to us when we're ready for it. So if you don't understand this, just watch it anyway, because in the future you may. So I'm just going to be using the Osho Tarot here to find out what is the energy of your twin flame today. So we'll look at the masculine aspect first, and we have new vision. So they could be seeing things from a different perspective today. You know, looking at it with fresh eyes, looking at it from a new angle. We have healing. You know what's funny about this card is that you have the atom symbol there. I don't know if you can pick it up on this video. You can see the atom symbol there. Perhaps your divine masculine is watching my video and learning some more information. Learning that this isn't wishy-washy, witchy, hippy-dippy stuff. That this is actually science. This is pure science. Maybe that could be what it is, but no. They're going through changes. They're going through new perspectives because they are going through a healing. No thingness or nothingness. Within nothing, we find everything. And that's a discussion for another day. That's another scientific discussion right there. But yeah, in nothing we find everything. In the darkness we find the light. So when you go through your dark night of the soul, it's in that darkness, it's in that desperation, that anxiety, that pain, that you find the light switch. You find the healing. So yeah, I'm seeing that your divine masculine is definitely going through this dark night of the soul, this necessary healing. You know, it looks painful, it looks bleak, it looks black, but that's the only way you find the light. The only way to have everything is to have nothing, to lose it all, to let it all go, to detach from everything. Isolation or isolation. yeah, they're really going inward. I've got a picture of them like just, you know, rocking back and forward, crying. This could be a really hard time for your person. They could feel like they're being frozen out by everyone and they don't understand everything, and, you know, it could be a little bit scary for them. But, you know, you would have gone through this yourself right at the start of the journey. And, you know, there's that old quantum mechanics again, that whatever happens to you will be mirrored in your twin. So we'll look at your energy as it stands today, and we have, we are the world. Exactly. We are one. That's what I was saying at the start of this video, is that is the entire concept of most spiritual based ways of thinking. It's also the concept of tarot reading. It's also the concept of physics, is that everything is connected. Everything is one at a frequency level, at an energy level, at a particle level. We are all one. We all share the same particles. You know, we're constantly upgrading ourselves. Like the cells of our eyelashes will regenerate every so often, and, you know, the cells of our skin will regenerate every so often, and the cells of our bones will regenerate every so often, and it regenerates with new particles, and those particles were once something else or someone else. We all share those particles all the time. We are literally one. Anyone that doesn't understand that concept at a spiritual level also doesn't understand that concept at a scientific level, because at a scientific level, science understands that we are all one as well. We are all one energetically and physically. And also consciously, we all share the same collective conscious as well. So, you know, we can tap into that as well. Clinging to the past. Recently I had a revelation about twin flames, about my own personal twin flame journey. You know, some of you might know that I'm also on a twin flame journey. And something happened very, very recently, and I actually used quantum mechanics to figure it out, what I was doing wrong. Yes, I did. I am that much of a nerd that I used quantum mechanics to figure out what the hell I was doing wrong. Because if there's one thing that's certain, it will always come back to being Divine Feminine's fault. Always. Like I say, it's that repeating episode of Scooby-Doo where at the end of it, every single time they take the mask off, and oh look, it's the Divine Feminine again. It's always her fault, because she is the one that starts it, and Divine Masculine can't help but react to her energy. And that is another aspect of quantum mechanics that we may get into at a different time. So, I realised that not only did I have to, you know, there were things I had to do along the way, like pull the energy back to myself, pull my thoughts, my energy, my power back to me. So instead of constantly thinking about the Divine Masculine and constantly thinking about what is he doing and why is he doing it and where is he and what is he going to do next and why won't he leave, blah, 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 and why won't he do this and, you know, whatever, I pulled the energy back to myself, but that was just a part of it. So that was to wipe the slate clean, basically. So I figured out at a quantum mechanic level that so we need to get back to how we were in the past. How we were when we first met our divine masculine, before soul recognition. So I'm not talking about at the point of soul recognition. I'm not talking about after soul recognition. I'm not talking about the push-pull, the chaser dynamic, or the kundalini or anything like that. I'm talking about before all of that. Before everything went to crap, basically. So, yeah, I recently had an interaction with my divine masculine, and I couldn't understand why it went wrong, because I had pulled the energy back to myself. I was getting confirmation from the universe via synchronicities telling me that I had done the right thing, that I had in fact pulled the energy back to myself. I was calm. I was not in that anxious kundalini crazy state that I had been in the past. And I thought I had my ish together. I thought I had it all worked out. And then when I had the interaction, nothing happened. And I thought, what the heck did I do wrong? You know, I thought I had it all worked out. And, you know, I realised I had to go back to the start. I wasn't doing what I did at the start. So just to be obvious here, and oh my God, I hope he's not watching because he'll know I'm talking about him. But so I would always walk my dog past his place of work, and I would look at him with my blue eyes, he would look at me with his brown eyes, and then he would say, "Hey, how you going?" And I'd say, "Good, thanks." And we did that for years. This was before soul recognition. And I thought, what did I do so differently last time? Why did he not do anything? I was in the right energy, I was in the right frame of mind, and it was because, what did I not do? I didn't look at him with the blue eyes. I thought I had to ignore him because I didn't want to initiate everything. So I was looking straight ahead, thinking, you know, act cool, be cool, don't be in that crazy energy, don't initiate anything. But I didn't look at him with the blue eyes. I didn't do what I did at the start. So, yeah, that's my tip for you. Go back to the start. Go back to the start, Divine Feminine. Patience, yeah. You see here we've got all the moon phases in the background. Go back to the starting phase. Go back to the very beginning. That's what you actually have to do. That's what I'm being told. Not am I only being told by my spirit guides, but I'm being told by science. Like I said, I worked this out. I actually worked this out late last night, just after midnight, using quantum mechanics. I actually had a really high IQ when I was younger. I got asked to be in a gifted children's camp when I was at school for the top 2% of the country, so I'm sorry if I am a bit of a nerd, but yeah. Beyond delusion. Beyond delusion, yeah. And this is what it is. It is an illusion. Everything is an illusion. Everything is just particles. It's just energy. It's just frequency. And you got to look beyond that. You got to look beyond the matrix, the physical. You know, you think these things feel pretty solid. They're physical, but they're just an illusion. They are just particles, energy, frequency. And the cool thing about that, once you figure that out, is that energy can be manipulated. Energy can be changed. Energy can be used for your own will. You know, I used to identify as a witch for years. I don't now, but I used to, and I used to practice witchcraft. What is witchcraft? Witchcraft is quantum physics. It's exactly the same principles. And that's exactly why a lot of my spells did work. You know, it's not all about the stupid rituals and the pretty candles and the nice incense and all that. No, it's about, you've got to look at it from the scientific point of view. And for the center energy, we have going with the flow, and that's exactly what it is. The flow is that energy that exists between the two of you. Yeah, there's you, and then there's them, but then there's that energy that's between the two of you. And it's like a dance. It's a dance of the energies, and it's about finding that balance, finding that equilibrium. And as I discovered last night, the best way to do that is to do what you did at the start. Do exactly what you did at the start. Because that was what worked. You were already in the right energy. The burden. This is your path. This is your journey. And, you know, at times it might have felt hard. It might have felt overwhelming. It might have been scary. It might have been painful. But this was your burden. This was part of it. This was what you had to do. We have intensity. And yeah, this has been very intense. Particularly when you went through your Kundalini awakening, your spiritual awakening, your dark night of the soul, which your masculine is going through at the moment. These were all very intense things. But the whole time you were being guided. You were being guided by your spirit guides. You were being guided by the divine. You were being guided by your own intuition. And you were being guided by the energy of your twin. So we're going to finish up with a tea leaf reading here. And we'll look into the cup. And I can see, looks like a dog there, and a dog represents loyalty. And that's what your energy is. Your energy will always be loyal to each other because you have the same energy signature. One will always follow the other. It's like if you measured it, if those particle physicists actually measured both of your energy at any one given time, it would be exactly the same. So remember that superposition. Sorry, my dog is trying to dig her way to China on the old couch. We're in the garage at the moment. Just sit down. So, what else can I find here? I can see like a diamond here in the middle, which is that extremely long, hard process. It's a very long, hard process for a diamond to come about. You know, it starts off as coal and it's under a lot of pressure and over a long period of time, and then it becomes a diamond. Well, you know, we had this intensity card and the burden card come out before. And that's what this is. This is that long, painful process, but at the end of it, you get a diamond. And it could actually be a diamond. It could be a diamond ring. So, get your Divine Masculine to watch this video. He may appreciate it. I'm telling you. If anything, he will like checking out this gadget. That's the Spooky 2 Rife machine. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave me a comment, even if it is to say I'm completely wrong. I don't claim to be Sheldon Cooper. I'm Hayley Cooper. So, yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd. So, with that, I will see you next week. Take care now. Bye.